Good morning, guys. All you, all you dreamers out there. So awesome to be alive and in God's glorious creation. You know, the world might call it nature, but what is it really? God's creation. Amen. So let's get to it, you guys. What's going on in your lives? What's going on today? What's the deal? What's been happening? What's been going on? What do you think is going on? How does it look to you? How has it been? How do you see things? How does it seem? How does it smell? How does it smell? That's a really good one, right? Something smell fishy? Does something smell not quite right? You've been picking up on the trail? You've been picking up what I've been putting down? I ain't been putting that down. Well, let's just say I have. But anyway, so I am out here in this beautiful weather, in this beautiful day, enjoying God's creation. There's a little moth just landed on my knee. Cute little moth checking things out. Look how pretty he is. He or she. And I'm just enjoying God's presence. And I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to share the freedom that we have. Here's my no matter what happens, no matter what you see in the news, no matter what no matter what Joe Biden says, no matter what anybody says, we have freedoms, right? No matter how hard anyone tries to work to take them away, we have freedoms. And no matter how many people try to change this country, to turn it upside down, this is still America. This is still the United States of America. This was founded in 1776, and it will stand, I guarantee it, because I'm going to stand with it, and I'm going to stand for it, and I'm going to stand for who we really are. And so anyway, I love it when things take like a super sharp, intense turn. It's always so satisfying. But anyway, so here's something. Now that we're in God's creation and things are so amazing, we can start talking about how horrible the world is, right? No. But I am going to share with you some wisdom from God, and this is going to shock a lot of people because it should. But I say that it'll shock you, but it probably won't. It won't, because when God says things to us, they don't always make sense, but usually that's because He's addressing something in our lives, in our world, that's just completely messed up and completely out of alignment with Him, right? Stick with me if you know what I mean, because stick with me regardless, because we all know what it's like when God puts us through challenges and trials, and then we know what it's like when we come out on the other side. It's better. We have things we didn't have before. We got things we couldn't get before. So, just wanted to share that with you. But here's what I want to share. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be too much of a shocker for you. But this is the whole point of this video, now that it's been shared, is this. The world and people tell everybody that you can't be political. What do they say at work? You can't talk about God, politics, or religion. You can't talk about those things. They say, even some places, you can't talk about sports because people are so passionate with their sports that they love that you can't even talk about it because it just starts a whole complete rivalry, and then before you know it, somebody's getting suplexed into the copying machine. No. Anyway, that's what the world says. They say you can't talk about God, you can't talk about politics, and then it keeps going, right? So what are you allowed to talk about in this world? Only what the world wants you to talk about, right? Have you noticed how it's the opposite of everything that is God? So anyway, the point I want to make here is about talking about politics as a Christian, being a Christian, or not being a Christian, or not even being a Christian, but just talking about politics in general. And how that's not only our duty, but it's our responsibility. And I want you guys to stick with me here as the scenery changes and hear what I'm saying. Because if you think about it, it's really clear. Okay? God tells you what's right. He tells you what's wrong. And if something's a question and you don't know, what can you do, right? You can't do anything. No, you can ask him. James 1:5, right? Ask him. And ask and ye shall receive, right? You want to know what's going on? Just ask God. Read his word. Read the prophet's word. All that stuff. So anyway, we don't have any question marks about what's right and wrong because God spells it out. And if we do, we can ask him about it. So that's what is so amazing about God, one of the things. But my point is, the world says, who are you to say what's right or wrong? Who are you to say what's right or wrong? I think this is right, and you might think that's right, but, we shouldn't really talk about it because you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. Yeah, that's right. We're entitled to our opinions, right? But there's a difference with right and wrong, right? Because, and this is what I want to illustrate to you guys, what is this system? We know what it is, but what is this system that is placed on all of us, right? That says, let's just call it this, Democrat or Republican, red or blue, this or that, option A or option B, slide 1, slide 2, slide 1, slide 2, at the eye doctor. What is this whole thing? Who made that? That's a good question. And how come we have politics? How come we have politicians who say abortion is wrong, gay marriage is wrong, but then they have a policy or something that they support that is completely against God's command and his design? What's up with that? It's like, wait a minute, aren't you trying to do the